Hello, everyone. I just wanted to talk a little bit about Mars moving from Aries to Taurus, since that is happening today, and there's a pretty big shift as that happens. Tonight, late on the 8th for most locales, early on the 9th for other locales, Mars is going to be moving from Aries to Taurus. Mars rules Aries. So there's a certain resonance with Mars in Aries. Now, sometimes that resonance isn't, it's not friendly and fuzzy. It is kind of that warrior Aries energy. So there is kind of a fighting for our ideals in the best case scenario, kind of a, maybe just frustration for frustration's sake, or, taking our valid anger out on the wrong people or the wrong situations. That would be the less positive manifestation of Mars and Aries. But Mars and Aries will want a fight. Will and I think oftentimes we view fighting as very negative, but sometimes it is important to stand up for ourselves, stand up for others, stand up for things we believe in. So that Mars energy, Mars and Aries warrior energy is important, but it's important to use it in a really positive way. What I've definitely seen over the past month with Mars in Aries is there has been a lot of warrior energy, and not all of it has been super positively directed. And I think all of us have kind of felt our tempers are on a shorter fuse. It's harder to look past things. Even those of us who are not incredibly confrontational have been feeling a little more confrontational. So, with Mars moving into Taurus, Mars is in its fall in Taurus, its detriment, depending on the terminology you use. But basically, Mars rules Taurus's opposite sign of Scorpio. So very strong in Scorpio, and then, yeah, in its detriment in Taurus. So there's this sense of moving from a place of great strength and resonance to a place of not great strength and resonance. If we think about the symbolism of Taurus, stopping to smell the roses, just being in the present moment, finding our connection with nature. That's not really incredibly conducive to Mars. Go out there, get it done, move forward, get things started kind of energy. So we can see why Mars is not super resonant in Taurus. However, with coming off of this really strong Mars in Aries, more warrior energy, I actually feel like Mars in Taurus will feel like letting off the gas. Almost like, it's been forward, 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 and now we're going to let off that accelerator. We're just going to let ourselves slow down a little bit. It will likely be harder to move our projects forward, our causes forward during this month, because that resonance of Mars and Aries just won't be there. But there are other things Mars and Taurus is really good for. So if there are Taurus related things to do with nature, plants, the body, this is a good time to move those projects forward. So, for example, Mars and Taurus is a wonderful time to start a workout program, do more yoga or strength training. It's also a great time to focus on plants. So maybe you want to put in your garden or spend some time weeding your garden. So there are ways to use this martial strength and energy, but this will be a time to direct that in more Taurus-oriented ways. One other thing to mention is that as Mars moves into Taurus, it's going to immediately square Pluto in Aquarius in the very first couple of degrees of Taurus. So for these next few days, while that square is in strong effect, there will be a sense of tension between how we use our energy and how we need to transform our energy. So for example, maybe we'll start feeling like some things we're putting energy toward are no longer worth it. And maybe we're never even worth it. And we'll start to think about maybe I don't want to do that. Maybe that's not something I want to commit to and put my energy into. So there will be a really good opportunity using some of the meditative present moment aspects of Taurus, and that square with Pluto to look at the way we use our martial energy, what causes we believe in and want to move forward. And we may find that some things are not worth it to us anymore. So notice that as well over the next few days. What is worth our energy, especially when our energy is more limited, as it tends to be with Mars in Taurus. The last thing I'll say is that one thing with Mars and Aries, it's very explosive. Like there's a lot of energy that can get released at once, almost like a firecracker. Mars in Taurus is more of a long, slow burn. So we're not going to get that initial big burst of energy and motivation to start something the way we would with Mars and Aries. But if there is something we want to build a small daily, weekly practice around, Mars in Taurus is really good for that. So again, coming back to the example of starting a workout program or weeding your garden. You don't want to do tons of weeding in your garden one day and then nothing at all for the rest of the summer. Likewise, you don't want to go to the gym for 4 hours, get super sore, and then don't work out at all for the rest of the summer. So for anything where you want to kind of build a practice around it, hey, I want to work out 2 times a week. I want to weed my garden 3 times a week. That is really conducive to that Mars in Taurus slow, steady burn. And even thinking about the bull as the symbol for Taurus, the bull is plows the field row after row after row, day after day after day. It's not that really fast firecracker energy in and gone. It's slow and steady day after day. So I wish everyone a wonderful Mars in Taurus season, and look forward to hearing how it goes for everyone. Thank you all so much.